beautiful people. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. Happy New Year. I thought I would make more videos in the end of December, but it ended up being very hectic, so I didn't end up recording anything. It was a little hectic. But I said let's come back in the new year and let's just regroup then, and then go from there. Yeah. But holiday season was great. It was very relaxing. I read a couple new to me authors, and then that was it. It was a very relaxing new year holiday season, and I'm happy that I am back. What y'all reading? Let me know what y'all reading. What did you give a 5-star read in the last couple weeks? Because I'm always good for a good book recs. My TBR, it is like an encyclopedia. Like every time a new book cover or some new author I love or something drops a book, I like have to write it down or screenshot it or save it on TikTok, something. And my TBR is extremely long, but I am determined that one day I will get through it. Especially with these authors dropping books left and right, like there's no tomorrow, and they're bangers too. Like they're really good books. So I will never run out of things to read. I can tell you that. But yeah, let me know what you're reading. I just have a couple things that I want to kind of talk about that I don't want to see in this new year, and hopefully it's better this year, so we shall see. But first I wanted to just a couple of books that I absolutely loved. Yeah, and I just wanted to give you guys just a couple of book recs, which I'll do from time to time, because I feel like in talking about books, we should also give books that, I absolutely love this year. And some of them, I just can't remember the title, but I wrote down most of them that I absolutely loved. So I'm gonna definitely let you guys know a couple that I loved. Concrete and Cadence by C.M. Barnes. Love that book. It was funny. It was, a plus size woman being loved on properly, which I love, obviously, being a plus size woman. But it was a great book. Dr. Bell and the Love Me Now series by M. Monique was also really good. Parkside Cove series, Chevy's Promise, Cove City, June, My Brother's Keeper, all by Tatiana Timmons. I will forever say this: Tatiana Timmons wrote two of the most important Black books ever, and that is Chevy's Promise, that she did at the top of the year, and June, that she did towards the middle end of the year. And I think that both of them are two of the most important Black books ever, because they really talk about identity as a Black man. They talk about found family versus the family you have, our inner demons that we deal with every day, depression, secrecy, just things that people shy away from. That book, definitely very good book. Those two were my 5 out of 5 stars for the year. She is amazing, and I think she did the damn thing with both of those books. I mean, all her books are great, but those two really stuck out to me. Got a Jonesin for You from the Tasha Marie. She was a new to me author this year. Mason Newman by Jatori C. Just Right by Sean and Seeing Red, but Just Right, that was one of my favorite books. She doesn't get a lot of shine. She has a great catalog. And she doesn't go to book events, which I'm so sad about, because I would love to meet her. But she doesn't do book events, which sucks. But I love her catalog. Anything she comes out with, I read, because I just think that she's one of those authors that if you know, and Sean is definitely one of them, but I love her catalog. Royce by Connie Easton, Man of the Year by Connie Easton, Broken by Sadie Kincaid, Ella Gets the D by Tavert Period. I know I'm saying her name wrong, but I'm gonna put the book somewhere. The Nanny and the Dawn by Tatum James. She was also a new to me author, and she has a big catalog, and I can't wait to dive into that. Bricked Up by India Norfleet. You can't talk about erotic novellas without talking about this lady. This woman has an extensive catalog of novellas, and she does them very well. The Surrogate to an Unhinged Mafia Boss by Brickhouse. Another one of those authors that if you know, you know, because to me, she doesn't get the recognition that in terms of series that a lot of people do, and she's very good at series. And her books they're not long, and they keep you hooked. And I think there's like 5 of them in the first one, and then she had Wardlock, which is her other series, come out. I just haven't made it to that series, but I read Surrogate of an Unhinged Mafia Boss. Brickhouse, she's very underrated, but she writes very good books. Leak It and Naughty and Leaked by A. Blossom, Overdue Feelings by A. Blossom, Unexpected Past by A. Blossom. A. Blossom is another one that she gets her just due, but she's one of them ones. When she writes a book, she writes a book. And there's very few authors when she writes it, I'll read it. And she's one of those, and we all have them, where there's authors where you don't even have to tell me I would pre-order her books before I even know what it was about, because she's that type of author where she gives you everything that needs to be given the book. To me, A. Blossom is just one of them girls. You know what I'm saying? I think I read mostly her this year. Jaquel J, I read Capri 1-3 and Qasim 1-3 and 1,000 Hours with a Rich Menace. Now we are a Jaquel J stand account, okay? We love our Libra sister down. And we'll get into the what I have to talk about later. But we don't play about her. If there's one author or a couple authors, probably top 5 authors that we will forever show support to, is her. And she's another one, if she writes it, I'll read it. A. Blossom and Jaquel J, if they write it, I'm reading all day. Doesn't matter what it is, because they are that good at their writing. So those 2. And then Claimed by Shadows by Rosalie, Clay by A.H. Cunningham, One for the Team by Aria Days, Filth Kings by Masterpiece, Tempted by Danger from India Carter, and The Devil Wears Baccarat by Jatoria C. And then Restore Me, Revive Me by J.L. Seegers, who is getting her just due as we speak, which I am thoroughly, thoroughly excited for. Those were just a couple of the books that I have absolutely loved this year. I thought I read more books this year because it felt like I was reading a book every week or more than one book a week. But I think when I tallied it up, I think I read like 66 books. And I was like, I'm behind compared to some people that are reading like 100, 200 books, but I only read like 66 books this year. And I don't mind that. As long as it's an interesting book, I don't care how much books I read. I know everybody has like a goal of what they want to read or the amount that they want to read. I never have a goal. I just be reading. Whatever interests me, I be reading, because that's my escape. And we all need like an escape from be lifing. So definitely. But what are you guys reading? And do you guys have book goals? Like, what are they? Are they high? Are they low? Like, let me know, because I'm curious. But the first topic that I wanted to talk about was these DNF lists. I was shocked to see so many DNF lists. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I only seen them with white people books, or, you know, I saw a lot of Black people or Black content creators DNFing books, and I was like, if I didn't like a book, I'm not making a video. I don't, and I feel like to tag an author in the book that they like, these are their craft. Like, people are sensitive about their shit, as it just like if it was a singer or an actor or whatever the case may be, like, they're sensitive about their craft. The fact that you guys are like putting out videos of this was a trash book, this you don't read this, I wish I never bought it, you this off, and then you don't even stop at the book. You go and say, like, you talk about the author like you know this lady, like, she's not an author for me, I could never, like, the level of disrespect to authors has to stop. If you don't like a book, return it back to KU, sell it, because there's Pango available, or return the book back to whatever bookstore. Like, you don't have to disrespect the author. Like, it's one thing to not like a book and constructive criticisms, like, oh, you know, for her next book, I wish she could have more character development or whatever. That I can understand. But to, like, fully attack these women and men as though, like, you know them, or like attack them as like, that is, it's vile and it's aggressive. And you're not even aggressive with the dude that's laying next to you that hasn't worked in like 5 years, that drives around in your car, that's like the bum that you sleep next to. You don't harass them the way you do that guy, but you are doing this to authors. I don't agree with that. That is crazy to do. And I think that in 2026, I think we should just not do that. If you DNF'd a book, don't talk about it. There is many books that you guys have loved, that raved about one every single, you know, copy one, and I didn't like it. I was like, ugh, I don't like this, and I closed the book. I don't speak about it. I don't post about it. I don't do, because these are these people's art. It takes a lot to put together a book, edit a book, promote it, send it out, whatever. And the fact that you're taking the aggressive route to do that, it just don't do that. Just don't do that. These DNF lists got out of control. If you were like, oh, I DNF this because it just wasn't for me, I can understand that. I'm an urban romance, mafia romance, street lit, urban rom-com type of girl. I don't know nothing about no fantasy, thriller, suspense, any of that. I don't read none of that stuff, right? One, why are you DNFing a book that you don't read or you don't like? That's not your genre. That's not the type of genre I understand if you want to try something new, but if you're reading books that you are in suspense and you love urban romance, what are you doing over there? What are you doing over there? And then you're going out of your way to bash that author. You don't have to do that. I think there's a way to constructively criticize somebody's work that you don't have to be nasty toward them. And I'm seeing that a lot, and I don't like that. Urban romance, urban literature is not big as it is. These authors don't get the recognition that they deserve. They don't get the visibility that they deserve. They don't get the awards and the accolades already that they deserve. And your video gets thousands of views and you never know who is watching. And say they were going to take a chance on a black author, black indie author, you're taking away their opportunity. I don't know. I just think that it's messy and it's weird because let's be honest. Let's give Jaquel J an example. Jaquel J hit #1 on Amazon overall. Why isn't she on the New York bestsellers list? Right? She should be. But y'all are putting her books on DNF lists and like bashing her for her writing or her book or whatever. That's not helpful. If you said, you know what, I wish this was like this, or for the next book, blah, 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 there's a way to do things. Have some couth. Y'all don't go out of your way in restaurants or your jobs and stuff like that and act up. I don't think that you guys should take to the internet and do the DNF lists. And especially if it's not constructive DNF. If you were just like, I'll come back to it, or this wasn't for me because, you know, I'm not really a suspense person, I can understand that. But going out of your way to bash an author because you don't like their book, that is crazy to me. There is an author, she writes interracial romance, and first book was okay, so I decided to read another book from her. She has a theme in there, and something happens in that book that I didn't agree with not one bit. And it was, the writing was god awful, but there was a scene in there that or a theme in there that she did that I was like, hell no. Did I go to the internet and, speak negatively about her? No, I didn't do that. I returned the book to KU and I moved on to a different book. And I said, if I feel like this, I know other people feel like this, and they're not going to promote her book. And to be honest, I've never seen anybody review that book. Because I know if one person feels like, okay, this book is not for me, somebody else will feel that way. And somebody might love this book. That might be their book of the year. And for you to just go out of your way to make these DNF lists, I would like to leave this in 2025. 2026, let's lead with positivity. If you didn't like a book or you want to do real constructive criticism, I think that there's a way to do it. You don't have to go out of your way to be rude. Yeah, that was the first thing. The second thing is this. Why are you guys in Black indie authors' DMs, comments, making videos? Why are you harassing these people? Saying, you're just bashing them to bash them and just saying weird things. And then, I didn't know this. Y'all come up to them at book events and like fangirl or whatever. What is that? Like, they see you. They know who you are. Why would you do that? Like, I was so sad to know that people are being extra disrespectful to authors. When Jaquel posted this and was like, I'm gone until next year because of all the hate and the nastiness and the blah, blah, blah that I've been getting. One girl in her Facebook group, I'm surprised that this was even approved, was like, oh, I'm so disappointed that Quora was pushed back because I thought it would be a great holiday, I think it was Christmas book or something, a great thing that I would have for Christmas, and I'm so disappointed. I wanted to come through that screen. What do you mean you're upset because you didn't get a book for Christmas? She has an extensive catalog. All of these authors have extensive catalog. What do you mean you're upset because you didn't get a book that you didn't even know what it was about? You don't even know if it was a good book, bad book, whatever the case may be. But you're disappointed? Black indie authors is one band, one sound. They have to write the book. They have to pay to edit the book. If they're not editing it themselves, they got to format the book. They got to promote the book. They have to do the illustration for the book. Then they have to pre-orders for the book. Then they have to sell the book. Then they have to go to book events. And then they have to do this event. And they have so much to do for a book. There's no backing. There's no publishing house that's helping them do all these things. You guys don't know what you want. You want to meet her, to go to the book event, meet her. You want her to write the book. You want her to do all these stuff for the book. Who do you think is doing that? It's her. And luckily she has her husband to help her, all the things, whatever. But there's not 10, 15 people behind her that is helping her do this. She can't ship 1,000 orders and write 6 books at the same time. And you have to, I know a lot of people are like, oh, take it back to the time when, you know, we didn't have access to authors and they just dropped a book and you didn't have access to them, or, you know, they dropped maybe 1 or 2 books a year. And I'm like, I see where you're saying, but I don't know about anybody else. When Drama High books are out with Elle Devine, I would have loved to pick her mind about like her books and you know, because I had discussions with my friends about this book. Can you imagine talking to the author about like, how did you get here? But like, I think you guys ruin it for the rest of us. You guys really do. And in 2026, my goal is to help these authors. I haven't discussed how I'm going to do it, but I have come up with a game plan to kind of help these authors. Because I feel like it's time that we help them. Really, really help them. And I think that that's what definitely is going to happen in 2026. So that's my goal. But harassing authors is not the way to go. If they say that they're going to take a long time to ship books, is because they're writing and doing everything associated with the book, and they also have to ship these books, and it is overwhelming. I can't imagine shipping. I think one author did. I think Cami wrote something on Threads the other day, 400 orders by myself, and you guys were like cussing her out, like ready to. I'm like, she's one band, one sound by herself. Nobody is helping her. Like, you have to give authors grace. You have to. You have to give authors grace because they deserve grace. They're indie authors. There's no backing behind them. So please, in the future, give these authors just a little grace. Let them try to figure out. Some of them are brand spanking new. Give them a little grace. But that's just my little rant for the day. Let's get into our book, shall we? All right. So today's book that I wanted to go over was Lilith and Memphis. My list is going to go crazy over these two, but these are sisters. First, I want to go over the author. It's by Alexandra House. Now, I know many of you guys know who Alexandria House is. She's been an author for many years, and she was a new to me. I had a lot of new to me authors last year, and she was one of them. She has, I can't wait to get into her catalog more and meet her at Black Romance Book Fest, because she's hilarious, and nobody didn't tell me. Nobody was like, this, like, read this. Like, nobody did that. And I was so happy because I've been reading um a lot of like romantical like books, and these two books were definitely the the palate cleansers that I needed. I cackled at this book. When I say I kicked my feet, I had a grand old time with Lilith and Memphis. I have never read anything like these books, and um if loving you as a plus size woman, like, being loved properly when you read it in these books, it's just good to, like, it's just good to read. It's just, it was just it was just such a funny book. So the first book is Lilith. Lilith, she is 38, 39 years old, and she's been with this guy for like 10 years. And she is finally sick and tired of, there's no progression. He can't get married to her because he's still married to his ex-wife who is sick. And she's decided, listen, I've always wanted kids. I've always wanted marriage. I want the unit, and I can't get it with you, so I'm going to move out, and I'm just going to kind of be with myself and get my life together. And I understood that because, like, I know a lot of people have always been like, oh, all these books are like, everybody's in their mid-20s, everybody's in their early 30s. Like, we're the 40-plus people. This is the book. This is 40 and 47. Lilith is 40 at the time. I think Memphis is 47, 48. So she's older. She ain't having no kids, okay? That's a cracked egg, okay? But yeah. But Lilith, she moves into the apartment above her business, and she's like, I'm going to get, and even though he comes around once or twice, she's like, listen, you can't give me what I want. I can't give you what you want. And he is kind of like aggressive in the beginning, like, my situation. I don't want to be the other woman anymore. Kind of sort of have you and not fully have you. So I completely agree with her. Sometimes you gotta know when to let go, and she definitely did. What she did know is that this guy, Ray, is, I thought, a stalker at first, but he's her captive. Like, he won't let, basically, she has a hit out on her life, and he is supposed to unalive her, but he can't because he has met her, and now he's in love with her. And she she can't even call for help because, like, she doesn't want to get anybody killed or in trouble or whatever. But Ray is funny. Ray is just like, I love all of you, I want you, whatever. Like, Ray is just a fool. Ray's doing his best because he's supposed to unalive her. He got the order. So Ray is an assassin, right? Ray is an assassin. He takes jobs to assassin people, and he makes millions of dollars. He is supposed to basically learn everything about Lilith, and then at the right time strike and, kill her. But he can't kill her because he's in love with her. And he ends up, like, staying in her place, like, watching her sleep, like, everywhere she goes, he goes. Like, he's like, they're like Velcro. And he's behind the scenes, like, trying to, like, deactivate this order to kill her. And they're trying to find out, like, who activated this order. I swore up and down that it was the ex-boyfriend, because I'm like, he probably is like, if nobody can have you, I can't have you. I can't even ruin the plot twist for you. But Lilith was a great story of, I didn't know when you get to this. I'm too young for this, okay? Because Lilith was like, she wanted in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. I guess when you get to a certain age, you just want it all the damn time. And Ray was right there to help her with her needs. And the age gap is crazy because he is 28, 29, and she's like, there's like a 10-year, 12, 11-year age given. And he has found his soulmate, and he loves on her. And I love that he doesn't even hesitate about her. Memphis and Ray hate each other because, sorry, Memphis got Ray into the business, and he hates Memphis because she got him into the business and basically made him an assassin. But their banter is hilarious. They hate it's like a love-hate situation. But when I say I cackled at this, just the banter between Ray and Lilith, and just like the father's into polygamy. Like he has three wives or three girlfriends. I think girlfriends. Anyways, like, it was just such a good read. Sometimes you read all these heavy books for people going through things and going through romance, and doesn't work out, we fall out to get back together, and it was just like, it wasn't that type of book. It was just a feel good book. Like, their banter between each other, like the way they the spice was spicing, but just the way that he loved on her was just so nice. And it was so good to read. Like, somebody that just, like, this man just met her, loved on her, and it was just, it was such a good book. And then it was one of those series where it was like, okay, now that book one is done, I have to jump into book two. And that's exactly what I did. Memphis, I love that book. Like, how you gonna hate the love of your life? And she threatens to shoot this man, like almost every page, which is hilarious. And out of the two men, Bo or Ray, I'm gonna go with Bo. There is nothing like a man that says, you are my everything, and means that shit. Like, he went against his brother. The amount of times he shot his brother. He went against his brother. He went against his mother. He went against his company. He went against everything he loved because he loved Memphis. And yes, he broke Memphis's heart in the past, but he loves that woman deep down. And every time, and no matter how much time she cussed his ass out, no matter how many times she told him that I would unalive you, I would shoot you, I would this, that, and that, cussing, he was always like, I love you down. I love you down. And I'm always like, can I get a bow? Can a girl get a bow? Can a girl get a bow? And then to see what he looks like, yeah, can a girl get a bow? Maybe not 50. Maybe not 50. But, like, she loved on that man. And that's another thing. Sometimes your family ruins your relationship, the best relationships you have. And this is why you have to protect your peace. Not everybody needs to be a part of what you're trying to build. And his brother got Memphis. So Memphis is the older sister. Memphis came into this building because she was doing self-defense classes, and I think the brother was the one that got her into the becoming an assassin. And then the Bo met her and fell in love, and he's been in love ever since. And the brother he's just a hater because Memphis chose Bo instead of him. And every time you try to say something disrespectful about Memphis, he shot him in the foot. And I was just like, it is the funniest thing in the world. Like, when I say these books had me cackling, oh my God, Miss House, I can't wait to jump into the rest of your category, because I know for a fact I'm going to be cackling at everything you write. But both of these books have been so amazing. But Bo is the guy. Bo is the guy. But yes, if you haven't already, even if you have, go ahead and do a reread. I ordered or I'm going to order. I need to keep, it's in my cart, but I need to press pay. I'm going to order both Lilith and Memphis because I would like them signed at Black Romance, because on her website it directs you to Amazon, which I think every author should have their own page. But I know that the capacity that you want to sell your books, you can't sometimes because, as I said, one band, one sound. But I can't wait to see her at Black Romance and get these books signed and jump into the rest of her catalog. But yes, so and then Umber is the little sister because there's three sisters. There's Memphis is the oldest, Lilith is the middle, and then Umber. Umber lives in the woods away from everything, and they find out, well, I can't even ruin it for you because it's just so good. They find out some things about Umber, which is the little sister, and hopefully Umber comes this year and I can see what all the hell is going on with her because little sister is out the way, but she's coming, hopefully. And I cannot wait. As I said before, I love these two books. I recommend them. If you haven't already, please go read Lilith and Memphis and just go dive in, because I'm going to dive in to Alexandra House's catalog, because these books had me cackling. It was a feel-good time. It was a, for all the romance girlies, you know, everything is like very, like, it's either very sexy or very like tug and pull, or this was just a feel-good time. And sometimes we just need a feel-good time. We just need a feel-good time. And this was definitely two feel-good books, and please jump into these two. They were great books. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. I shall be back. I have no idea what I'm gonna read next, but I will let you guys know, and then we will discuss, along with some other topic in the beginning, because I feel like we should just discuss good things in the new year. I can't wait to see what these authors drop. If you have the opportunity to buy direct from authors, take that opportunity, even if it takes a while. You know, it's good to support our Black indie authors, even our white indie authors, because they are doing it themselves. They don't have a backing, and the support is amazing. I was gonna talk about the Discord with the book boxes, but I'll save that for another video. But yes, if you haven't already, Alexandra House, Lilith, Memphis, can't wait for Umber. And just, I wish you guys all of the best in your reading journeys, and I will see you next time. Bye.